What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Mission Driven Life podcast. I am here live, coming to you live on the Mission Driven Life podcast. I want to thank you all for being here today and just taking some time to get some knowledge today because I want to deliver with you some value, all right? Now, so this is a topic that I want to share with you, and I'm sure this is a topic you already know about. But this is one thing that warriors do. And I'm about to go live onto our podcast here. I'm about to go live. I'm about to hit the live button on our Anchor FM. If you're following us on Anchor, Spotify, Breaker, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Radio Public, anywhere. If you guys are watching me there, hey, let me know that you're tuning in because I'm so happy that you could be here, right? My man Jose, Shen's love, and JR, and all my friends that are watching the video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for letting me know that you're here because I want to share with you a knowledge that a piece that's on warrior reflection, right? This is on warrior reflection. And hey, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit record onto our podcast. If you haven't followed, I use Anchor. If you guys use podcasts. All right. Okay, hey, welcome to the Mission Driven Life podcast. My name is Kevin Padillo. I am the president of Warrior Leadership and also the host of the Warrior Driven Life. The Mission Driven Life. This is podcast episode 23, and this is my 7th podcast of the week. This is the 23rd podcast of so far, and my goal is to get 365 days of podcasting, staying consistent, showing up, which is actually a key thing of discipline, whether you believe it or not. One thing that we talk about, I'm building a course right now. It's called The Warrior's Discipline. And I know my friend Ryan Hofer, if you haven't followed Ryan Hofer yet, he's actually taking the course right now. And the very interesting thing about the course is that it's all about building discipline. You know, it's about building discipline, building strength, and building that consistency that warriors need. If you take a look at soldiers, right? If you take a look at soldiers, warrior samurai soldiers, they always take time to train. And they always take time to do self-development, and they are very strict on it, right? There's not a day that a samurai is not training his sword or training his mind or training his skills. You know, a samurai soldier is always fighting, training a battle. You look at soldiers, and soldiers are always training and fighting and preparing for war. And maybe they're not ready, they're not about to jump in, maybe there isn't a war right now, but as important as training is, they got to show up and train every day. So hey, if you're watching the replay, put the hashtag replay or hashtag live if you're watching me live, because I want to talk to you about reflection. This is what I do every Sunday. I'm about to do this right after this podcast. And that's what I'm going to do as I jump into the next day, all right? And it's called reflection. I need to reflect. I need to give value in my life. And I need to give value to myself. And if you are a leader and you have a team, I think if you start using this subject, and if you start using this strategy in your own team and start building a culture in your team of this, you can really create a really improved team that's really effective, that is selling more, that is productive, that is committed to the mission, committed to this mission, and also committed to what you're saying, what you're influencing, right? It's called reflection. It's such a simple thing to do, but we don't do it often. But I know great leaders that reflect all the time. Nelson Mandela is one. I can just tell by the way Nelson Mandela, he records and he writes his memoirs. So, when Nelson Mandela was in prison, he would always write down his daily plan. He would always write down his daily actions. He would plan his day out, or he wouldn't plan his day out, but what he would do, he would write about what happened. He would write about what happened in during the day. He would write about a lot of interesting things, such as, what was his experience being locked up in South Africa? right? He'd write about that. He'd write about that topic, and it was so interesting that I really like about it. If you haven't read that book, it's called Long Walk to Freedom. And Nelson Mandela, when he was in prison, he was in jail for 25 years, right? But he was dedicated to his mission. And in that story, he was talking about how he defied and he hated the oppression that he faced in jail, like how he was treated, how people treated him. He hated that, but he wrote about it. He wrote about his courage, but he also wrote about forgiveness. And he only did this through reflection, right? He would look back and think back, this is what happened today. This is what I'm going through today. This is what I learned today. This is what's happening with my family today. He would write it down. Now, if you're a warrior, if you're strong, and if you're preparing for your battle today, today is a great day to prepare for battle, to go hit the day up for Sunday. Today is a great day to prepare for battle. Now, if you haven't done that yet, I really encourage you to start doing that. Now, this is what I do every Sunday, right? And one of my mentors actually taught this to me. His name's Dwayne, and he said that warriors reflect every day. Warriors reflect on their life. Warriors reflect at the end of the day, at the end of the week. So what I do, I get my journal. This is one of my journals right here. So I get my journal and I like to write down my goals, one thing I learned that day or one thing I learned that week. And when I'd write down what I learned, what I gained, and I'd write down things that I'm grateful for. And I know this sounds so wookie pokey self-development, because it is, right? And the thing is, I strive to do this every day. I'm not perfect, but my goal is to do it every day, to write down what I'm thinking, write down my thoughts, and write down what I learned. And it does so much for me, right? Because when I can look back on my day and when I think of like something that I could improve on, what I could change. And I did this when I was selling door to door. Yeah, so when I was doing door to door sales in an alarm company. I used to work for a door to door company called ADT, Smart Haven Security, and during that time, I dedicated my life to that job. I trained every day, I learned every day. What I would do is I would always, after every pitch, after every presentation, I would write down, what did I learn about leadership today? What did I learn about my day? How could I improve my presentation? What did I do well? What did I do not so well? What did I do amazing? And what could I even do even more? What was something strong that I did, right? And when I started doing this, I started really improving myself and improving my mindset and started giving myself more awareness, right? And especially, I think for the warriors in the group here is it's great to always think about, what did I do well? Because I think a leader needs to be strong and needs to always be strong and do things he's strong at. And a leader needs to always repeat successful action, right? Whether it's something successful that I did that day or maybe something I could improve. I think writing down something that I'm strong at was important. So so far I talked to you about writing in a journal and what I do every night, but also writing down what was I strong at or what did I learn today, right? These are two things I encourage you to write down. I don't want you to write down things like, oh, what I did, or I don't want you to write down things that are complaining or talking negative or pessimistic. I don't want you to talk about and write about that in your journal. I invite you to write about what you learned in that experience or what was something you was really strong that you did. And the last thing I want to share with you is what did you learn today? Or this is the second last thing, I lied. So the second last thing I learned is how did I bring my team together, or how did I live my mission together? That's a good question. One good self-reflection question is, how did I live my mission today? And I invite you to write down this week how you did that. Because I know in our team meeting, we did a check-in today. So we had a team meeting and I led the check-in. I'm like, team, how did you live your mission today? And we got everyone else to share, everyone else to learn. And we asked everyone, like, so hey, how did you live your mission? Did you live it well? Did you live it powerfully? Did you learn something? Did you empower your team? How did you live your mission? Now, the last thing I want to share with you was super powerful. This is something out of the law of attraction or something from Think and Grow Rich, is to write down, what did you win today? What was a victory? What was a battle victory that you had? What was a victory that you gained during the week? What was it? Did you win a client? Did you get a new job? Did you get a new relationship? What was a win that you gained? Did you recruit 10 people for your team? Did you do a scary speech? Did you speak on stage and share your mission? Did you jump on the Mission Driven Life podcast? What was a win for you? And I want you to think about that win and reflect on how that win showed up. Right? I invite you to think about that win. And what was the win for you? Because I think if you reflect, I know I do this as well. When I get a paycheck, my mentor taught me this as well. Like, once I get this check, I need to really thank God or thank the universe for this paycheck. To say thank you. Wow, look what I gained today. I appreciate this. I love this. Thank you so much. And when I can just really be so grateful for that and what I got, right? Because when I really own it and I really reflect on this win and how I earned it, what did I do to get this? I know I'm repeating successful actions. Successful actions. Now I encourage you to write, your wins for the day. I encourage you to really dive into that energy, right? Of reflecting, okay, what did I win? Because whenever I get my paycheck from my job, my goal is to always hold my paycheck in my hand and just like, okay, wow, like, I appreciate this. Thank you so much. And when I can say thank you and I can show my gratitude intentionally, with intention and with purpose behind it, I know I'm opening up more of that in my life. Whether that's more people on my team, whether that's an inspired mission, whether that's my goals, whether that's a sale, whether that's empowering people, whether that's getting a speaking gig, whether that's, filling up my seminar, right? What is a win and how am I reflecting my win, right? Like my friend Denny Keltz, if my good friend Denny, if Denny was here, I know he won his fight yesterday, right? He won his fight. And I would be thinking, let's say if I was that person, if I was Denny, if I was in Denny's shoes, right? And I was thinking, look, okay, my man Denny, how can I visualize my success? What happened in my success? How did I succeed in that situation? How did I win in that situation? What did I do to win that situation? And then really, I could be really intentional about that. And reflect, okay, this is it. I'm going to own this. I'm going to own this win because it's mine. Interesting thing is, when I start owning my wins and my victories, more victories will come into my life. And I'm going to do that this week because I hustled really hard this week, and I'm going to bring some more wins into my life. And I encourage you to too. So I talked to you about a couple things: to journal, to write down your wins, write down what are you strong at. I gave you a couple questions that you could journal and reflect on. It's like, what was I strong at? What did I learn? How did I live my mission? And what was a victory? And I really encourage you to really feel that victory. And feel that victory in your hand, because you're going to bring more victory in your life, and you're also going to bring more victory in the people in your life. Now, I really encourage you to bring this type of culture to your team, right? To your team. I think maybe I'll just do a second training where I'll talk about how can I bring this culture to my team? How can I build this culture of reflection to my team? Because I think if your teammates started doing this, if your people started doing this, if your employees started doing this, your productivity, your efficiency, your money, your income would increase 10 times. So this is Kevin with the Mission Driven Life. I want to thank you for watching this video. Follow us on Anchor, Spotify, Breaker, all over. We're all over these podcasts, all right? I really want to thank you for watching and sharing, and please subscribe to our podcast because we're everywhere. We're everywhere. We're taking over, all right? So we need you here, and we want you to be here. So this is Kevin here with the Mission Driven Life. Have a powerful day. Have a rock star day. And live that mission-driven life. All right? Take care. And hey, let me give you these 4 questions. I'm going to write it the 4 questions. 4 questions to self-reflect. 4 questions to self-reflect. What did I do? Was I strong at today? What did I learn today? How did I live my mission today? What was my victory? 5, the bonus. This is a bonus. How can I serve my team today? So I shared with you a couple questions that are in the comments here. You can see is A, what was I strong at today? 2, what did I learn today? How did I live my mission today? And number 5, how can I serve my team today? So this is Kevin with the Mission Driven Life. Have a powerful day. I'm about to go journal myself. And I trust that you're going to have a powerful day. I trust you're going to win today. I trust you're going to bring so much victories in your life this week. And I'm excited to join you on your journey, all right? So this is the Mission Driven Life. Have a powerful day. I invite you to really check out these questions that I put. It's in the comments, all right? It's in the comments. I think I should create like a nice little article on this, and I'll go send it to all you guys maybe if you like. So this is a powerful day. Have a great day, everyone. Have a powerful week. Live that mission-driven life. Kevin with Warrior Leadership. Bye.